So if you don't know, Ice Cube was offered $5 million. That's for one season, 10 games, which breaks the bank when it comes to what the WNBA will be able to offer for Caitlin Clark, who is the top dog in women's basketball in the college hoops, to come to the Big Three, which is a men's league of players that have, lost a step or two coming out of the NBA. Kenyon Martin and Gilbert Arenas say she will not score 1 point if she comes to this league.
Step under prison balls. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Prison ball, you got Big Three.
Now, I don't know if he was just saying the Big Three is a step under prison ball just because of the roughness of it, or if he was just trying to be funny. Like, I get the jokes, but man, come on, cut that out, man. Stop downplaying when our people try to build something from the ground up. But let's continue, though.
Shout out to the first few years. Like, I was telling my partner earlier, MG, man, MG was talking. I'm like, could you imagine her getting stuck down on Reggie Evans? Just take for and giggles if this was a real thing and she was able to participate and he put her out there. Could you imagine her being matched up and Reggie guarding her for one, for two, her being 3-on-3. She can't hide nowhere. Guarding Reggie Evans out there.
In case you don't know, Reggie Evans is 6'8" and 245 pounds. Caitlin Clark, 6 foot, 154 pounds.
Score.
Huh? She ain't. No, she's not.
No, you don't think she's going to score a point?
Not score.
I think she would
She
score.
would not
I
score
think
one.
she would score.
Lexi.
That's brute basketball.
Lexi.
I think she would score.
It's 3-on-3. She can't hide nowhere.
How's she gonna get the ball, Pat? She gonna take the ball out?
She gonna take the ball and then what?
They're gonna pick her up right soon as that
Soon
line.
as she take, because
soon as she try to cross that line.
boom, what? And the game, it's done, right? Because I'm telling you what's going to do.
I know. I mean, I only went to one game and I didn't.
He played in it.
Yeah, y'all played in it.
I wouldn't even take the ball out. Y'all crazy.
Listen, hey, yo, Rashad McCann saw Allen Iverson out there and his eyes lit up.
Yeah. Beat that man up. That man's like, yeah, I'm not gonna
Yeah, I'm not playing no more.
Now, they bringing up a good point, I guess, with Allen Iverson and Rashad McCann, but I can't really remember that game. Like, I went back and watched the highlights of it. Allen Iverson, he was only in the game for, like, the start of the game. And then they didn't put him back in the game for none after that. So that may have been just a publicity stunt. Or maybe he got beat up like they say. I didn't even see the evidence of it because the highlights didn't even show Ivo being in the game. For the game I saw. I don't know. I went back and saw it. I don't see it. But they got a point. 6'8", Reggie facing 6 foot Caitlin Clark, the size difference, But my thing is, work with what you got. Now, the flip side is, on defense, he gonna dominate. Like, on defense, it ain't nothing she gonna be able to do. If they put a big on her, ain't nothing she gonna be able to do with that. She gonna be getting dunked on all day, back down and dunked on, and it's just gonna be that. But as far as offense, I believe you can use her sparingly where you can use her. You can use her to draw fouls because, listen, as prison ball as they say, I think they was talking about like the prison ball aspect as far as how rough and tough it is, but as rough and tough as it is, the referee's going to lighten up on that when she get in the game. If you use her to set a pick on somebody and somebody run her over as a run through her pick, they're going to call that as a foul. You know what I'm saying? Any kind of contact brought her way is going to be a little more touchy than they would give anybody else. I would think. You dig what I'm saying? But places where you could use her, listen, she normally scored 20, 30-some points in a game at WNBA, in college. This is not going to be what that is. Her being brought into this league with that price tag is going to be simply to get eyeballs on the game because she's not going to be able to get in there and dominate like women think. I don't think she's going to not be able to score 1 point like they're saying, because as a coach, you want to use her whichever way you could use her. Me personally, I would use her for pick and roll because if you run through the pick, you're going to get the foul called. They're going to get in foul trouble. I would use her in the pick and roll situation because if they do put a big on her, she need that little bit of mix up on that pick and roll of them getting mixed up, right? And when she slipped through, she need that extra, that gives her that extra little bit of arm space where she can catch and shoot. But she going to have to be ready for the catch and shoot. I don't watch her. I don't know what her game is, but I do know she can shoot the blood out the ball. from what I hear. I ain't seen nothing but the partial of the LSU game with her and Angel Reese. But I do know, I hear she can shoot the ball. But from what I've seen, the couple clips I've seen, she don't have that dribble and quick release like a Steph Curry do. No one does, right? So you're not going to be able to pull that type of Steph Curry. Steph Curry can shoot over a big because he know how to boom, 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 dribble, boom, 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 and get a little quick step back, and the release is so quick that they may not be able to get on it. Hers, I think you're going to have to rely on her on like a pick and roll type of situation, and then her sitting off in the corner for the kick out shots. You know what I'm saying? You don't put the ball in her hand as a point guard. You put the ball in her hands, in somebody else's hands as a point guard, and then you get them driving to the rim, right? And you make sure, hey, go her way, drive on her side, because we want to be able, especially if they got a big on her like Reggie. Brown was talking about this on his podcast, where even when coaches tell bigs, hey, if you in that corner guarding somebody and such comes to the rim, do not, if they tell them specifically, do not come down and help, and leave your man in the corner. Even when they're told to do that, Brown was like, especially the big guys, he say they still do it every time because it's been so ingrained to them to come to the breakdown and come to the rim and help and get that block or rebound or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So if she got a big on her, drive to the right. When he starts cheating, and I seen a couple highlights on the Big Three not too long ago, they do still do this. Even though it's like, all you got to do is stay on your man. People still cheat. They still want to break to the rim and maybe get that block or, make sure whoever at the top of the key ain't getting cooked like that. So they still cheat and they come down for the help. When they come down for the help, you kick it out to Caitlin. They're not going to come off every time. But once you start scoring enough, and once you start making it to the cup enough, that's when you use that and be like, oh, kick it to her, and then she catch and shoot. And that's where she's going to be valuable. But I don't think it will be impactful enough to be like, oh, they're going to play for the championship because of Caitlin Clark. No, I think she'll be like kind of underwhelming, in like very underwhelming, but she will score. You know what I'm saying? She will score here and there. That's what I think will be the results of it. I don't think but the purpose of Cube doing this, dropping $5 million, which is something that the WNBA can't compare to. WNBA pay players, they whole salary for the season is like 280-something thousand, I believe. And that's like the top paid players. You know what I'm saying? So they can't compete with that. You know what I'm saying? But how they league is set up, Cube them league is set up, they able to do that. They able to offer kind of like NIL type of deals and I think she should go get it. I mean, why not? I think they should be able to tweak the rules and let her be able to play in the Big Three and WNBA. It's only 10 games. But is it going to be worth it? I don't know, Q, because it's going to be an underwhelming product, I think, when the reality of it sets in on the court. She's not going to be that on that court. She's not. Like, she's going to hit a couple shots, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be cool. But I don't think she is going to change the landscape of some of them games unless she just, can shoot them 4-point shots. They got a 4-point shot in there. If she could shoot them like water, then, maybe we're talking about something. But I don't know if she's going to be the game changer. Like, I don't think so. I think she's going to score a few points. And then she going to be a liability on defense because whoever you put on offense, whoever is on her as they play offense on her, she ain't gonna be able to guard that. And that's whoever. That's if they her size or not. Like she's not gonna be able to guard that. You know what I'm saying? But especially if it's a big or somebody like that. So then if she becomes that much of a liability as she plays defense, what are we talking about? And she's only putting up a few points. You know what I'm saying? But for the purposes of getting eyeballs on the league, I think Cube is trying to make a splash because I think the league is probably, I ain't going to say it's struggling, but it's not doing as well as it could be. But this is his idea to try to see if we can get a jolt of energy and eyeballs into looking at it. But I can't imagine who is going to really watch it. This doesn't make me want to watch it. If she does accept it, it doesn't make me want to watch it. I mean, not like that. Like, not as much as like the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. Like when I heard about that, because of Tyson, I'm like, I need to watch this fight. You know what I'm saying? But like for this, I would probably be like looking forward to the highlights. But it's not gonna be like something I got to see these 10 games. You know what I'm saying? And like you say, most women don't even watch WNBA. So I don't know how many eyeballs is gonna get to tune in, but she does drive traffic and eyeballs in college. So maybe they will get people to tune in. And maybe people will tune in just for the bragging rights of, okay, we want to see who's going to win this game between men and, once we put a woman in the mix, can she be impactful? You know what I'm saying? So maybe people will tune in for that aspect of it. Like I would tune in for the highlights on that. But other than that, I don't know. This Q making a big splash to try to see if he can drive some eyeballs to the game. But we have to see if it works. Do you think she gonna score and be that like prevalent in the games? Like, let me know what you think. It's your boy P Camp. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. It's your boy P Camp.